Hello everyone, it is I, Ryan, also known as thelovebat. And so we are going into another match here with Blood Bowl 2 with my Lizardman team, the Sea of Red. But also, we are heading into a week of actual real-life American football. The preseason for the NFL is sort of underway now. There were some preseason games tonight as of this the night of this recording on Thursday evening. And so we were able to go ahead and watch a little bit of football for us football fans. Granted, you know, these are more local market type TV station type games and stuff. So if your local team isn't playing, then usually you're not going to be able to watch them unless you have some like cable satellite package or something like that. But we have actual real life football coming to play again. And when I originally started my Blood Bowl 2 Let's Play, I was actually starting it in the midst of, the actual football season, if I remember correctly. And that was sometime last year. This has been a bit more of a long-running Let's Play. So it was in the midst of the season last year, and even though the season ended up a bit disappointing for my real-life football team that I'm a fan of, the Kansas City Chiefs, they ended with a loss in the playoffs, and it was a disappointing one. But, every season is a new season, and, anything can happen in any given season, and that's just the way it is in American football, where every single individual game is important. And kind of similar to Blood Bowl, every individual game is also, in a way, kind of important, too, for whether it's development of your players and star player points, or having to avoid injuries and stay healthy for an entire season and make sure that your team is looking good going down the home stretch, and also just being able to make sure that you get enough wins to keep on moving further in whatever competition that you're playing in. And just try and you have to kind of grind it out. That's kind of what Blood Bowl is. And even though there are finesse teams in the game that can do very well, I know that on the competitive play with the ladder and things like that, that the bashing type teams are usually pretty popular for that reason, that they're able to often outlast teams and keep their players around and all those good things. So we're going to go ahead and continue on here, and hopefully everyone's going to be enjoying the weekend of preseason football here. Alright, so that's just for my American football fans, which is the sport that Blood Bowl 2 is based off of. I know that any viewers from other countries may not be as much into the actual sport and are more just into the video game aspect and Blood Bowl or the tabletop thing or Warhammer Fantasy, different things, Fantasy type football is maybe what more people are interested in that watch these, but there's probably some American football fans out there that maybe enjoy this stuff. So we are going to be going and playing a team called the Rotting Carrion, the Necromantic team here. So their colors look like an actual real-life football team's football colors. This looks almost exactly like the Pittsburgh Steelers in some ways. They have black and gold colors, and occasionally like some silver trim and lining here, which looks pretty much the same as the Steelers here. They are in Steelers colors, and they are kind of built like a Steelers team. They are generally a very tough team as far as they don't really have any low strength players. They have a generally good armor value, and they are built to just run the ball down your throat kind of team, and then just use their tough guys and their blocking abilities here to just try and ram the ball down our throat if they get on offense. And then on defense, they can blitz around and try and knock our ball carriers around with the Skink a little bit. So they're actually not that much different from the traditional Pittsburgh Steelers team of the past. In years past, anyway, they would usually have very strong defensive teams that would be able to run the ball well with their running backs, which are the people that run the ball in American football. So this is going to be an interesting match. Our team is kind of built like a team where you have some really nice big offensive linemen that kind of clear the way, then smaller, more agile players that try and take advantage of the running lanes, and then if they're on defense, they just have to try and swarm the ball carrier to tackle him down and use the strength of numbers advantage to try and do that. And we do have a quarterback on our team, which is kind of nice considering we have a quarterback with sidestep, and in the future, if we can get another double roll, we could go for a passing skill, but we could also go for something that makes it harder to get them on the ground, like block. Having block and dodge on a ball carrier that can throw the ball means that getting them on the ground would be much more difficult. So we shall see what will happen in this match. And thankfully the team value disparity is not quite as big on this one, but on the other hand, their team is just much stronger than the other teams that we've usually faced. So they took 2-star players, a Master Chef, and a Bloodweiser Bait for their KO rolls. Okay, well this is going to be interesting. I mean, usually if you're a team that has a good armor value team and you have 11 or 12 players, personally I would never use an inducement on a starter player because I don't know how much difference that would make, and in some ways I don't want to risk them getting like the MVP award on my team, because sometimes star players and loner type players can steal your MVP awards if you have them on your team. So that's why I don't generally would want to use them in the long run, because I don't want that to happen to my team. I know some teams that score more touchdowns, like the Elven teams, the Amazon teams, they can usually maybe get away with it a bit more because they can score touchdowns for star player points more often. But so they've gone with the Rumbling Chainsaw Goblin again, which is a very common theme with the AI. I don't know if it's just like a default selection that they like a lot of the time. And then they have werewolves and flesh golems and all kinds of pretty rotten stuff on their team. And then they got a ghoul star player, I guess. So I'm gonna see what the ghoul is like. I don't know if I played against their ghoul star player before. And of course they win the coin toss, and we are on defense first. I don't know if this is like, I think I only remember, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I only remember maybe one match out of all of the ones that I've had where I actually ended up starting on offense, or at least winning the coin toss. So this is just a common theme at this point. Again, I don't know if the game has it out for me to lose the coin toss every time, but we shall see. So we have, yeah, we basically have 2 players with, I guess, equivalent skills here with movement and catching, I think, yeah. Movement, catching, and diving catch. You have movement and sidestep here. Okay, so let's set people up here. I think against this team, we can probably set our guys up on front and maybe bait them into trying to block us, but maybe just protecting the skinks is a lot better now that we have level ups on our guys to be able to take advantage here. Where is their star player ghoul at? Oh, there he is. I think this is... No, that's not him. Oh, this is him. So we have sprints, we can go for it for a few more tiles. He has dodge, diving catch, and catch. Okay, so if they throw the ball, he can end up being a good receiving player. I don't know if they have anyone with actual passing skills. This is the guy with tackle, strip ball, and all that. What about you? They don't seem to have anyone on their team that has passing skills that I can see. They have a guy that has kick. So I don't know how much they're going to actually take advantage of that, is I guess what I'm thinking. So let's go ahead and send our tackle players on the edges, I think. Oh, never mind. I guess we'll just use block and tackle on the edges here. And then we'll go and put our tackle-only player in the middle. So that way he has the 2 guard players that can maybe help him get a 3-die block. And you have movement, you have movement, you have strength. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good setup here. Let's go ahead and save the setup as just setup 1, I guess. Yep. And so I'm just going to, again, try and protect my Skinks against a team that has lots of offensive capabilities with blitzing. Well, we get an extra team reroll because we have a good fan factor from winning a lot of matches here, so yeah, I doubt they're going to be able to dodge through here and blitz a Skink, and plus they would have an assist from a Saurus, so I tried to put myself in a position where they're not going to be able to go after Skink turn 1 with all of their blocking skills, and then they have Mighty Blow on a couple of guys. And then they have the werewolves that are excellent blitzers as well. Well, they have a player with block as the ball carrier, which is not too bad, but okay, so they get one guy down, but that's it. Chainsaw guy fails. I mean, yeah, this is not a bad start for us because they only knocked one guy down. Their chainsaw failed. We can definitely get at minimum a 2-die here, even though they have one guard player in there. And then we can probably knock down one of their flesh golems maybe to try and get rid of one of them. Let's see, they have a zombie there. That's not going to do a whole lot. Yeah, I could open a lane and then go in for a blitz on their ball carrier. That's probably what I want to do. And then if I can go ahead and put him on a ghoul that might try and dodge out, then that might make it harder for them to move them away because he has a tackle skill here. Do I really want to cover up the zombie? Maybe. Let's just cover up 2 of their guys here and make sure they can't get away. And then I think we should just go ahead and do this block first and have our reroll available for it. Okay, so we get him on the ground, but he's got stand firm, so we have to go ahead and do, I think, another block here, so that way we can move our guard player out. Yeah, let's try this one now. Alright, we get him taken care of. Yeah, it's sidestep, but that's okay, I think. I think we're going to follow this up. Oh, and we get him injured and stunned. And then what I can do here is I can get right here in the middle, have guard on the flesh golem for a block with maybe my Kroxigor here, and then also I can still blitz. I can still blitz in with my 3-strength skink. Let's just tie up as many players as we can with the big guys. Your job is to get an assist on the flesh golem over here, or another assist, I guess. And then we want to move you before we blitz, in case the ball scatters around. And then maybe you can at least catch it for us, or provide some action in there. We'll have Axel the Lake pick it up if it scatters in whatever direction here. And then we'll just blitz. And we have our reroll available for our blitzing skink. Let's see how this goes. Let's go ahead and reroll this. I think it's worth it. And he has dodge, but we do get to keep him close by. I think we follow this one up. Let's go ahead and get you. Let's get you covering this area over here, I think. So they do have a lane to work with over there, but we can also get a 3-die block here, which I will take. But Bonehead comes up, and that is actually pretty bad. So, okay, so that was an average turn. We did get their Chainsaw guy stunned, which is obviously quite helpful. They could try and dodge out of here and go through a lane, but yeah, the Bonehead was kind of bad there. That didn't turn out very well, and they're blitzing with a 1-die. Not so wise here. He doesn't have any blocking skills, so I'm just going to go here. And I'm going to sidestep again and make it a nuisance. They could block with a ghoul and get a 2-die. I don't know. I guess the Skink's technically tying up both of these players, but... So the ghoul only has a 1-die block on him. Ooh, and I guess they have block on him, that flesh golem. The other one is the one that's missing it. And they get a lucky POW there, but what I can do is I can just move right here and prevent them from going this direction to that spot. So it looks like they might try and cage up here slightly. Yeah, I guess I thought they were going to try and dodge this werewolf out of there first, but they didn't do that. We can stand you up. You have 3 strength. That's okay. We're going to stand up our guard player and get him back up on the field. If we go ahead and knock down this flesh golem, then I think we get a 3-die again to attempt on the flesh golem, so... Might be easier to be able to knock down the zombie here. So let's go and get an assist on the zombie going. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make, I don't know, maybe this block is a bit more important, so maybe I'll just do this one first. I can also go ahead and block the ghoul, because he does have tackle, so dodge isn't that important. But this guy is walk and tackle, so I think I just want to get rid of this guy. Let's go ahead and cover the spot with the zombie that's not going to be able to move, so that lane is sort of clogged. They can't go that direction. And then we're going to try and make a chain of blocks here and hopefully get this guy on the ground and free up some assists. And now you have a 3 dies, which we will take. We're not going to reroll Bonehead. That's kind of bad once again. We kind of really need that to work, but let's just go with another safe block on the zombie, I guess. We'll deal with the push. Maybe we can surf the zombie out of this sideline here. And then let's see if we can get this guy. Okay, so we get him on the ground. We'll take the 2-die block here as well. I think the push is okay. Let's go ahead and push them right here so that way they have no actual spot to move. If we clog that area up well enough, then they can't really move anywhere. And then we're going to just move him and have this area clogged so they can't really dodge around. And then have I blitzed this turn yet? Yeah, I haven't really blitzed this turn yet, so... Well, I don't know. Let's go ahead and move him around. You do have sidestep, so let's just get you towards out of the way of the werewolf over there. Give them maybe a more desirable target elsewhere. And that'll be the end of the turn. We have 2 players on their ball carrier. One of them has tackles, so it's going to be difficult for them to try and dodge away. Alright, so our chainsaw guy is finally back up again after being stunned. They only get a push for the first one. Let's just go ahead and sidestep this way. And he has blocks, so he gets on the ground. But everything's clogged here, so their ball carrier can't really move right now, so... Uh-oh. They were forced to use a reroll, and now they don't have one available for the ball carrier to try and dodge, perhaps. I mean, this lane is kind of open, but this guy has tackle, so... But they were able to get a pretty good roll on their dodge, but we have Skinks over here that can kind of get assists in there. So what we really need is for him to stop being boneheaded here, which would really be a big help. Okay, so we have a couple Skinks here that can certainly do some things. We can get a 2-die blitz on him with somebody. I think first I'm just going to go ahead and try and get you on him, just to make sure we have at least one person on them. And then we'll get person number 2 on them, force them to go the middle direction here where the Lizardmen are kind of closer. And then we can either dodge out with him, because that guy doesn't have tackle. Or we can try getting through with our 3-strength Skink, but it doesn't really matter, I guess, so if we have 2 assists, then I guess it doesn't really matter that much. I might want to just go for this first. Yep, let's just go for this first. And he has dodge. I think I'm just gonna have to do this. Let's just push him back, and we're gonna stay here. Have a line of Skinks away from him. And let's try and start making some blocks here to see if we can get some of these players taken care of. Let's stay so we can free them up to go after their white that has the ball. And let's try and make a chain of blocks here to hopefully try and get some of this stuff going. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll disengage from the zombie here. Force them to move towards me. You have a 2-die there, you have a 2-die there. We're going to try and take this guy out so we can maybe get a 3-die on the werewolf. It's not working though. Let's just do the 2 die with this guy. And let's stay there. We need that assist now. We just need to get him freed up to go after their white. Both of them have block. I'm going to try and take out the more mobile werewolf here. Come on. That's 3 times in a row or something with Bonehead. We haven't been able to get any of our blocks going with him, and the guard is also gone, so that's definitely bad now that the werewolf basically can move wherever he wants now that we don't have that tackle zone, which is bad. I mean, we kind of have prevented them from being able to score this turn, but we have these skinks here that are kind of preventing them from just waltzing on in, but okay, so we have dodge. Oh, but he has tackle. Thankfully, no injury or major injury on him. And that seems like it's the wrong direction to go, my friend. You probably should have gone down the sideline there instead. I know it's easier to cage up from this direction, but you probably should have just gone away from the action. Okay, so he has sidestep. Let's get him out of there and see if we can... Ooh. Oh, dang it. Well, we have dodge. He doesn't have tackle. Let's dodge him over here so that way we can maybe get a blitz by moving on this direction, maybe. If we're lucky. What I really want is a Lizardman with block to be able to go ahead and get the blitz on him if possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and stand up our guard player and stand up our tackle player here. We just need to really keep these guys tied up in the middle. Kind of want to be able to free up that skink there, but first I want to go ahead and get you over there to tie up him with a tackle player. We'll save you for trying to pick up the ball if we blitz and get him knocked down. I don't want to blitz. Well, actually, maybe I do want to blitz with him. Let's go ahead and move you there. That's about as close as you can get. If I'm going to blitz, I probably want to blitz from there, because then I can push him at least in a way that's not going to get him closer to the end zone here. Okay, well, he doesn't have... He has dodge, and I don't have tackle, so let's re-roll this. Alright, excellent. That's exactly what I needed. Hopefully the white, or whoever doesn't get the catch here. Okay. So now let's go ahead and try and clear up some of our skinks to get around the ball here. Maybe we can surf the werewolf while we're at it. Let's keep him on him. Oh! Injury? No, stun. The stun is actually kind of bad there because then I can't really surf him in that direction now, so... Maybe the 3-strength skink is a better option here to try and pick it up. You know what, let's just go and get you right there, maybe, to try and cover up some area. And then, we gotta try and get someone here to ball. I don't think we want to make a dodge roll on top of all this, but I think we do need to get the pickup here. Well, we gotta do something. Let's see if we can at least get the Boneheaded deactivated. There we go. That's better. We get Bonehead out of the way. Now we at least have the tackle zones. We have guard back again. I mean, you having +1 movement might actually be better for you to try and get the ball. And then maybe what you should do is go here and tie up the werewolf. You have 3 strength. You can match up against the werewolf. And then you having the higher movement. We'll try and get you the pickup, I think. Okay, come on, dodge. No! Oh. And he got KO'd on top of it. Well, damn it all. We're not going to apothecary that. We have to hope we can get him back. But we have a couple tackle zones near the ball. We have our Croc Hunter that's kind of occupying some area close by. We have a tackle player on top of this white to prevent him from getting out of there. One of their werewolves is also stunned. They get the 3-strength skink on the ground. Yeah, I'm just going to move him right here so that way he can get up and kind of tie up some players as far as assisting goes. Because I really want to get that white on the ground here. And they get a stun on Rox of Gold or guard Saurus. That's pretty bad too. Alright, so our Saurus is up here, not looking so hot. They haven't been able to get much going this game. But we have a block tackle player that can blitz freely right now. So I think that's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and move you around. See if we can just try and prevent them from being able to kind of shimmy around everywhere here. If we free up the tackle player, then we can maybe blitz in this direction actually and then have him pick up the ball. So let's try and block him. We need to block this guy, I think. Then again, let's go ahead and get you next to him at the very least. We could freely blitz, but then he'd be knocking in this direction here. And we want to knock him like right there and have a better chance of getting the ball for us. So maybe we have to go ahead and do it this direction actually for a block. He has block, but we'll just go ahead and push him for now. And we'll at least free up the block tackle player somewhat. And then we'll see if we can get another push here. Alright, so he doesn't have dodge. We're going to push him that direction and follow up on it. So we have the ball carrier pretty well surrounded, and now we have a blitz opportunity to try and get a 2-die blitz with tackle on him. So tackle and block is pretty potent here. And we get him. We got him, boys. We got him on the ground. Alright, and so we have the ball in an open spot. I don't want to risk my Kroxigor having his tackle zones done for, so I don't want to block with him actually, so don't want to risk it. I'm going to go for the pickup. And now where do I want to go is the question. I think I just have to keep on going. Well, they have a ghoul over there. 2 whites right there. Caging up isn't really an option. And if the guard player out, that guy can get in there, and then they have a werewolf that can blitz the ball carrier. Not good. I might have to try and dodge in here, actually. Or just do something to where I can be kind of surrounded here. I think I'd rather do this. And now we'll go ahead and do this block here. I might also just try and use the reroll here. Alright, so that's better. Okay, so the reason why I put him right here, I'm right next to a ghoul, but he doesn't have any offensive blocking skills. And surrounding myself with 3 very strong sources here is the best option. And so the best way to protect him here is just to do that. Even though they get the knockdown, I was just kind of hoping that they wouldn't get a pal there, basically. Again, it didn't work out in my favor, but all we had to do was avoid a pal on that block, and then things are pretty good for us. They have block and we don't on that player. It's unfortunate. We're playing the whole trying to ring around the rosy with the ball again. And block and we don't. Most of our sources have block, but they're all down here right now. So right now these guys are kind of doing their job. The tackle skill not quite as useful in this game. Guard is obviously useful, but we kind of need our sources all together in a bit, or in a way to be able to take advantage of that. So you're freed up. That's only a 2 die against, so we have to free up some people first. Yeah, this is going to be kind of tough, but we can make a block here, then get a 2 die blitz with him. Yeah, that might be what I have to go with here. Make the block here. We really need to get him on the ground, so let's go ahead and just re-roll this one. Alright, he has tackle, so he goes to the ground here. Yeah, basically I just really needed to be able to free up this guy to make his blitz, so then maybe I can move him in and dodge through somewhere if I get the blitz going well. Alright, so both down, that works because we have block and they don't. They don't catch it, but they do. Okay, well, the game isn't playing very nice right now, but we're just going to have to try and get in there again. Let's clog up the area here and prevent them from going anywhere. Let's get you in for an assist. And then let's make a block right there. Push is fine because now our Kroxigor can make a block on him should we desire. This should be a 2 die, I think. 3 die. Alright, so I'll take it. No bonehead. Alright, let's see if we can get an injury here. That would be great. Follow up. Zombie doesn't catch it. Alright, well that's a pretty good spot for the ball. Because we have 5 guys around it, and lots of them are very strong dudes. So I'm just gonna have to be okay with that and accept that I may not be able to score in this half. So, if I want to be able to score, this is my scoring threat with the 9 movement speed. And being in a position where you can dodge away here and try and score. Okay, so they get a knockdown on him. That's bad, but we're just gonna have to deal with it because they got a bunch of guys around there blocking their way around, so. And they get another lucky 1-die block, as they always do, but might as well sidestep that way because that's gonna be... Alright, so he's pretty much out of the rest of this half. What the... Come on, game. Are you kidding me? If it's a 2-die against, I never get it. Like, I never get the favorable 2-die against blocks whenever I try and do it, so... Excuse me. Oh, one moment here while I just try and take care of my coughing fit. Alright. So I just need a quick drink of water here, and then I will go ahead and get back into the match here. Okay, now back onto the football field things. So let's go ahead and stand you back up just to try and slow those guys down as much as you can. As far as you go, we can just try and get you in there with your guardiness, maybe. This will make things a bit easier to block some of these guys out of the way. He's our scoring threat. Maybe I can try and also pick up my Kroxigor while I'm at it. There we go. And then we're going to try and make a series of blocks here, and we can hopefully get them. If nothing else, we just stay around the ball here. And then we're just going to keep on blocking. You have block and tackle for the white here, so let's go ahead and see if we can get him. And we do. Send him that way. We're going to go ahead and stay... yeah, we're going to stay here. Oh, no injury, but we take him out for the rest of the half effectively. I just want to keep him next to the zombie so the zombie can't run off and do anything else. So I probably just want to try and have him get the ball and just leave that other skink on the ground. Probably a choice time to maybe just blitz if this block tackle player on him, and then follow up on it. Yeah, this is probably the best blitz that we have, just to free up the skink to not have to dodge out of there. And then let's go ahead and get you next to both of these guys to make sure that they're not going anywhere. And then let's do the same with you on these two guys. Keep them tied up back there. And let's see if we can get him the ball and get him down the field here to get him into scoring range. That's kind of our only chance here. They have a chainsaw guy and a werewolf that might be able to get in there, but they don't have dodge, so... See if we can get him out of the scrum. We weren't able to get him out of the scrum, and we might as well use the reroll. We have more than we need for the half. And we're able to get him out of there at the very least, so we have... let's do the going for it here, because it's worth it. Alright, well, it didn't work out. He got stunned, but the only way for him to make a difference there is to go for it and try and get in the way of the werewolf, or be an alternate scoring threat, maybe. Because none of my other skinks are in position to be able to do anything like that, so... Had to try it. And they tried to dodge away from a tackle player, and it did not work out. And it didn't work out again. Alright, so they get the immediate turnover, and we are in business. Okay, so their secret weapon is going to be gone for the second half, so this is just a matter of... do I want to try and injure any of their dudes here? That's a 2-die. Is that a 2-die right there? It is. So that's a safe block. This is also pretty safe. So let's try the safe ones with the built-in, with my free reroll here, and see if we can go ahead and get any injuries before the half. It's definitely worth trying here, so... let's go ahead and get an assist on this flesh golem over here and see if we can make a block there, and then do some chains of events here. Okay, we have blocks, so that's fine. No injury there, but if we get in right here, we might be able to go ahead and get some assisting. Let's see, you have block. The star player isn't doing too much, so let's try and get him blocked here. And we shall follow up. You have guard. We've made blocks with all of our blocking players, or with all of our players that have the block skills, so don't think it's worth it to do any of these other blocks that are a bit more risky, so let's go ahead and get in for the touchdown and take the lead with Axel of the Lake, our dude touchdown man, who has jaws of steel apparently with all that the Tusky helmet there apparently. And once again, the cheerleaders are cheering and doing what they do best, which is celebrating our touchdowns, of which I hope that we score many more. Granted, I think it's coming to the end of the Blood Bowl season here, with it being the Blood Bowl main event and everything, but you know what? It's all good, because hopefully we can still score many more touchdowns in the games that we have left to play, so... And I like how he just runs right over there to the reserves while we're in the middle of the cutscene. That's actually kind of cool. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but it's cool that he actually does that. Alright, so they get the Halfling Master Chef rolls going better there. As far as stuff going here, I thought that I changed it to be a detailed log here, but I guess... Like, the log here doesn't seem any more detailed than it was the previous time. I thought that would have a scrolling type text box where I could scroll up with the mouse wheel to take a look at the previous rolls there, but I guess not. Okay, well, that's gonna have to just be okay then, and I shall deal with it. Okay, so for offense, we definitely want our passing player back there. 3 strength skink goes up there. I think we definitely want to try and get you maybe leveled up here. I think maybe you're better on defense than you are on offense. Having you on offense is fine though. Allows us to maybe get blitz set up pretty well. Now let's move you in there. We want to have our guard players covering up basically everything here. Let's see, that werewolf, yeah, their werewolves both have block. Let's go ahead and move the tackle player in there, and maybe can just block the flesh golem here. And then, yeah, I think that's probably going to be good. Maybe we have a block and tackle player that's able to blitz into one of their ghouls. And let's go ahead and save this offensive. No, I wanted to save the offensive setup. I keep getting that wrong and pressing the wrong button there. Let's say the setup is offensive setup 1. Since our skills have changed, we'll just go ahead and have to change our formations occasionally. Okay, so I think this is a pretty good setup here. High kick, okay. See if they can catch that one. They do. And what a wonderful catch it was. So we don't have to worry about rolling a pickup attempt there, which is quite nice. That means I probably want to go ahead and get my players kind of over here to this side of the field. We'll do that first, and then we want to go ahead and just make sure that these guys aren't going to be able to get in here. So let's go ahead and move you. Actually, maybe having an assist and just getting in right there. Maybe this is good. And tying up 2 players there, tying up one of their more mobile players, maybe better in this case. And then we'll see if we can at least get him knocked down, and then kind of do a chain of blocks here, hopefully. Not having Mighty Blow means that we don't get as many of the sweet injury rolls, but it's okay. And then if we make a block here, then we can hopefully get a nice juicy 3-die block on the zombie. Will this be a 3-die block too? No. Let's try it with the big guys. Get the 3-die block here. Right, pushing is fine. Let's just go and push him that direction and have the Croc Hunter right in the middle of all this. Then what I can probably do is just have a guard player right there. Blitz in with the blocking and tackling player on their werewolf blitzer maybe. because that's a pretty big threat. So let's just go ahead and take care of him with a blitz. Get him knocked on the ground. That's quite good. I think we should follow it up to keep their players tied up as much as possible, and then their zombie's not going to be able to dodge through, so let's just get another guy on him. And then let's go ahead and get you kind of occupying that area right here. And then let's go ahead and do a nice safe little throw right here to get some star player points built up. Okay, so he has diving catch, and he was able to get that nice and good. I don't know if he gets star player points for it if it's an inaccurate pass, but at least we made sure it didn't screw up too bad. So that's what counts. We maintain possession of the ball, and we get it into a 9 movement speed player. So I would like to get Chaqkoet leveled up, but you know, this is just a situation that presents itself, so I'm just going to go ahead and take it. So we have a nice little screen going on our ball carrier. That's why I positioned some skinks around here, so that way, whether they caught the pass or it landed like behind him, then we still have the ball in a safe spot. They get the blitz of the zombie, but it's kind of away from the play right now, so not the worst thing for us. And very bravely they dodge away there. I guess they're just trying to get some blocks on a couple of our guys, even if it's a difficult block. And they're leaving the left sideline just wide open for us, so I think it's not a bad idea to just take it and make sure that in this Blood Bowl main event that we're not going to get caught with our pants down and have them score like a surprise touchdown on us by keeping it back on our own side of the field. So okay, so we have, let's get the guard player covering all of these guys first and foremost. You have block and tackle and can go after the whites there, and then you can go for the werewolf, I think, would be the target. They can dodge out with him, but that's not the most threatening person to make a block, so let's go ahead and try and set up like a sort of a screen here if we can. Might want to go through with our ball carrier first and see if we can set up a screen around him after he moves. That way we know exactly where we need to position our pieces here. Okay, so you can get all the way up there. I'm cool with that. We have pieces tied down by at least one player for the most part, so so you covered a little bit of area right there. You have side steps, so the sideline isn't going to hurt you at all. And then let's go ahead and get you next to him as well. Maybe covering a bit more over here is actually better. Because if you do this, then you can kind of screen it off a little bit. And so you have to dodge in to be able to get a blitzing attempt. Let's try and do the blitz first. I think I might have to actually do it this way. Well, actually, that way may not be the best one. Let's try and do it this way, actually. Alright, nice. And we're going to go and follow this one up. I could have positioned him a bit differently, but I think that this is fine. We keep him right there. I could have, again, had him stay there and moved him back a little bit. But I think that being right up on the ghoul and then getting the tackle player next to these two pieces or players is probably the best thing. Okay, keep these guys all occupied up in the middle. We have block and tackle, so let's see if we can go up against this flesh golem. And we get him knocked down. You just have tackle, but it's a 2-die, so I will take that one. Stand firm is kind of making him just stay there, but it's not necessarily bad. And we're just going to keep you there, not to risk the bonehead coming into play, so we'll just have the Croc Hunter just kind of stay there and occupy them for now. It would be nice to go ahead and knock him down, but he has block, we don't, and it's only a 2-die block, and we can't really effectively use rerolls there, so it's not really great. Somehow they were able to dodge out several times and get going for it, but they only get a push in the end, so... So they kind of used all their lifelines on that one, and I would say, and they were on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they used all their lifelines on this one little question to get them all the way over there, and go all the way tiptoe around. So, if that's what they want to do, they can do that, and then we get a couple of free blocks on them. Because he has only 3 strength, so this is not actually too bad for us. So basically what I can do is I can kind of surf him, actually, to get him off of my ball carrier. I can blitz with the ball carrier and then kind of surf him away. Yeah, let's go ahead and try this, actually. You have side steps, so being by the sideline isn't really a worry there. So what I can do is I can go ahead and move him, push him, and then maybe I can blitz with my 3-strength skink to free up the ball carrier. So let's see if we can do this. No, I could have pushed him that way, but this is actually fine too, honestly. Yeah, it was a bit of a mistake to push him right there, but still works out in the end, and we get an injury out of it. There's a little spinning jump kick there to knock his booty, ghoulish booty on the ground there. So the booty, ghoulish booty, the booty, ghoulish booty, something like that. Yeah. I am not a rapper, so don't really take my word for it. I'm not an expert on such things, so... Okay, so now I'm going to try and take some safe blocks here, because I still have my reroll and some players with the block skill, so let's just go ahead and do it. Following up has him tied up pretty well in case things go terribly wrong here. We don't want to block the werewolf, because then if we just push him, then he's pushed over here, which makes it easy to move around. So let's try and injure this dude instead. And let's get him right next to the Kroxigor and make it really difficult for him to get away. We're probably going to score here anyway, so it could be irrelevant, but I'm just trying to cover all of my bases here in case I get a really nasty double skull roll on any of these. Maybe that one's not the best block to make. Yeah, let's at least try and make some blocks. We're still in a pretty safe spot if any of this doesn't really work for us, so... At some point, your bashing team has to try and actually bash here, so that's just what I'm doing, so... And then, yeah, he has Thick Skull. I mean, I guess they both kind of have, like, Thick Skull in some ways, but... Or Regeneration. He has Regeneration. They both... Well, let's just go ahead and score here, maybe. Maybe that's just the safest thing to do. Let's just take the score and never look back, and then we can bash on defense. When your Croc Hunter has Loner, and you've been kind of getting eaten alive by the boneheaded rolls, and then you have to worry about Loner for your rerolls if things go terribly bad. Let's just not risk it. They have a white up there, or not a white, a ghoul up there that can potentially blitz in and kind of screw up my plans, so I don't see any reason to stop from scoring there and getting the touchdown dance going once again. So let's do it! Do it! Do it, Kels! Do it! Do it, Kels! You know, for all my Chiefs fans out there, they would get the reference, so... Okay, so yep, my passing player wants to be out. Yeah, I think this formation is probably going to be good. This is the defensive one that we set up earlier. That worked pretty well for us, so... Yep, let's do it. Well then. No need to pat myself on the back, but the brilliant coaching comes through once again. I know that the previous few games, we've gotten some brilliant coaching kickoff events as well that were favorable to us, so... I don't know, maybe the game just sees something in me in my coaching and how I've been able to elevate my team to perform very well, I guess is the way I would put it. And the ball is in a pretty open spot for us, very ripe for the picking, so... I see no reason to not at least get one player in there close by. We'll do that one right away, just to be sure. You can definitely blitz in there too, if we can... We probably can't free up any of the front five, but we could maybe open a lane for the 9 movement player to get in for an assist. Yeah, the 2-die block there is probably good. This is probably an even better one, though, because we have block and tackle here. So let's do this one first. Yep, and we will use tackle. Let's push him away from the ball, and then maybe we can surf him to the sideline. This also opens an area for you to move through. Maybe I can bait some werewolves into going after him. Yeah, if we occupy a werewolf with our more throwaway skink player that we don't really have much invested in, I'm kind of okay with that, even though we have the match in hand. If I can score with, say, a Saurus like Coalshix or someone else, then that's a good thing. This is a 2-die with blocks, so I will take it. I think there's fine. We follow up on it because he doesn't have guard to help out in here. So now do we have a lane to get in here for an assist? We do. So let's get on the ghoul there. We could try and just pick up the ball instead, but I think that this is not a bad idea. If we get the zombie on the ground, then it can be interesting, I guess, but we're going to go ahead and stay here. Keep the guard up on my players. That's a 2-die against. That's not very good. I guess they have multiple players of guard in here, so that's kind of iffy. If we take out their guard player here, that's going to be very good, so let's try and do this. And this block gets much, much easier. Okay, so that apparently was a 1-die. I thought it was going to be a 2-die, but that's okay. Let's just get you up there. Maybe that was actually not a good idea because now you're in the way of where I need to move, so let's do this. A risk, but we need to do it for this guy to move in the way that we want. Let's try and let's declare the blitz action first. And let's move in here and see how this goes with our built-in rerolls. We'll reroll the pickup attempt and then make the block. Yeah, let's just go ahead and put him next to the skink and stay here. We're going to be forced to blitz him, I guess, at least with their werewolf. And you could make a block here, but it's a bit risky with Bonehead and not having the block skill himself, so it's better just to leave him in there. And just by simply having Croc Hunter in the middle there, that makes it difficult on them, and this is just going to be a 1-die. And he has tackle, so that's not good, but okay. Stun is not the worst. We have one player next to it to make it difficult. And they failed to pick up. They failed it again. And I mean, this is one of their offenses, so this is actually going still pretty good for us, so... Oh, excuse me. So let's do the safe one here, block and tackle. We can at least try and surf this guy out of here. Follow it up and keep him locked in there. And then this one should be a... No, it's not a 2-die, is it? But this one would be a 2-die, yeah. So we can get him off the ball. Then we have Chaqkoet that can go in there for a pickup and run it out, hopefully. Okay, so we have tackle on him. So make sure he can't avoid the tackling attempt. Get him on the ball, and then we can do some blocks down here if we have any block players. This is 1-die, it's a 1-die. Maybe not a great block down there. I think that's probably acceptable enough to get rid of the blocking zombie, or the block zombie. And then that's just a 2-die against, because you don't have the 3 strength. My 3 strength skink is stunned, that's why. I failed to notice just a moment ago. Okay, so now what do I do? I could get him next to the ball, but the werewolf has tackle, so dodging out is not really much of an option. So if I can't really follow up on a block with my guard player either, so might just need to go in for the pickup attempt and save my reroll for that. Okay, and now we just want to try and... No, I don't want to do that. Let's just try moving out of there. Keep the ball on their side of the field, and now we can try and get out and do things. Dodge with a built-in reroll. This is not bad, so... But then again, let's just keep the werewolf tied up, and then hopefully that can reap some rewards for us, just keeping him there. And let's follow it up, make sure the zombie's not going anywhere. If we're going to do a 2-die block, we might as well try and do it on the flesh golem here. Bonehead, that's pretty bad. And we don't want to make a block with him. Let's try and get you... No, we can't really do that. Just due to the fact that, well, this is actually not all that great for us, so... Yeah, I don't think we can really do anything else here. We need to keep the pieces tied up so they can't just waltz on in on the ball carriers, so... We at least force them to try and roll something if they want to try and dodge out of there. Yeah, let's just sidestep and go that way. And he has no tackle, so dodge keeps us upright. Let's just go this direction, kind of keep ourselves away from their players as much as we can. No block, kind of hurts us there, obviously. Hopefully he's not hurting too bad from getting knocked down like that, but it is what it is. You bash them, they bash you, and you get a lot of bashing going on. That's how it goes. And in that case, we bashed each other. That's what the both down. You get some of the bashing each other and kind of like two wrestlers that are sprinting at each other and they kind of clothesline each other in the throat or something. Okay, so now that you're free, let's just get you somewhere where you can help on these two fellows. We'll just go ahead and stand you up. And then we shall stand you up. So if the assist here on the werewolf, we do have a 2-die block there. I think we also would have a 2-die block on the white as well. Yep. So maybe the 2-die block on the white, maybe more wise. Because that's like a more important player to try and injure because he has dodge and can try dodging away to the ball carrier. Let's try and go ahead and surf this dude out of there since it's pretty safe. And we shall stay. Surf him out of bounds, knock him into the fans, and have him get mauled. Maul him to pieces! Leave his undead corpse for us to go ahead and get him a body bag. Yeah! Karate Kid reference for anyone who's a fan of that. And now you, we want to get rid of Bonehead, but we want to do the safe blocks first. So he's a bigger threat to dodge out, so let's knock him down first. And then with you, we want to go ahead and try and knock down the white because he might try and dodge out. Oh, excellent. Let's move him far, far away and move you to follow up. And we still haven't really gotten any injuries on them, which is first time in a while that we haven't really gotten any injuries going on them despite getting a good number of knockdowns, but... So what I really want to do here is I want to follow up on the zombie, get Boneheaded deactivated and then maybe make a block on the Flesh Golem. So, kind of what I'm going for here. And now that we have guard, you can make a nice safe little block on this Flesh Golem, and this little piggy went to market and he blocked Sickfor the Waker. Alright, so we have block. I'll just go ahead and take that and not worry about it. And he does not have the tackle skills, so let's just try and go in for another touchdown, shall we? We shall. Again, I know that in competitive play it's not exactly the smart thing to score with Skinks to have them inflate the team value and all that. But you know what? This is just my play style. This is the way I like to play it. You don't have to, you know, hold back from running it up on your opponents. I know that coaches in real life don't like doing that sometimes, but I know that you play to win the game. You play your best. You don't just hold back, that kind of thing. You can try and run out the clock and stall it. That's a legitimate strategy, you know, in real life as well. You can just try stalling out the clock and making sure that they don't have time to score enough points to get back into the game, basically. So I think I might get my passing player in here just because I can try and just take a low risk, high reward pass if I can get him to pick up the ball before the end of the game here. And if nothing opens up, then I'm not going to really try and risk it in any way, so let's just do a crowded formation here. Keep my passing player nice and safe here. Stick you there on the edges as well, and then this will be a good little setup here to protect the Skinks. They're going to have the last turn, so it's unlikely that my passing player is actually going to be able to obtain the ball and throw a pass for some pre-start player points, but if I can get it, then I'll take it. If not, then I'll just keep them in a really safe position and not try and force the issue, so not likely I'm going to be able to get up there because it's so far back, but maybe if we're lucky they'll fail like the pickup attempt and then it'll go out of bounds and then fumble around in some other random area. Yeah, by putting the Skinks back here, it's a bit too difficult for them to try and run all the way around and then blitz one of them, so... But they do get the ball. But their runner is kind of all on their lonesome there, so... You can kind of put some work in there, I think. Two die against, and they somehow get it. I'm gonna at least just... Oh, and he gets stunned too. Well, that's actually pretty bad for us, but we're already well within... The game is already in hand for us, and they're taking risky blocks here and somehow getting them, so... At the very least, I haven't suffered any debilitating injuries yet, and hopefully I don't jinx it here, but that's usually the important thing to avoid in these kinds of later stages of the matches. But they did free up a Saurus that can now blitz wherever he wants here, but not that there's many places that he can blitz in the first place, but... So what I want to do here is I want to get in here. Unfortunately, I can't really follow it up. So I think what I'm going to have to do here is I'm going to have to blitz him, open up a lane, and then send Skinks around. Because if I blitz from this position, which is the only open position right now, then basically I can't, like, he's got stand firm, so I can't push him back there and then open up this spot to run through, because this dude is stunned. And I could open up a lane in the middle, however, and do that instead. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Let's go ahead and blitz right here. He has stand firm, but as long as we knock him down, that's all we need. Oh, we injured him. We finally got an injury. Start player points. Ahoy! And so he regenerates, but it's the end of the match, so that's not really relevant now. But since we injured him, now we have an open lane. Let's see if we can get our sure feet player up there. Well, no, let's do the less risky move first. Do the less risky stuff first, like we should, and then we'll move our 3 strength dude to get up there. Yeah, let's just do this. We gotta get him somewhere where he can help. This makes it harder on the white to get a reasonable block. And we don't want them sitting in there either. He doesn't have tackle, and he doesn't have tackle, so... let's see if we can move this zombie around. Okay, so we get him out of the way. And then... we do have a 2-die block here if we want it. It's probably best to take it so we have less dodging to do here. I'm going to skip it. Sad as it is, we're just going to have to rely on dodging now. Let's do the built-in going for it with reroll first, since it's an easier thing to attempt here. Going for it with a built-in reroll is only a 2+ with rerolls, so... there's a white down there, but there's a bit more action going on over here than there is over there, so... But the important thing is that they can't blitz all of them, so... they can only really blitz one, and then maybe they can block him with their ball carrier if they want. So if I'm able to, I could try getting maybe Zlat to the moon a touchdown if I can get him down. Well, I can't. I have only 1 turn left, so... if I had 1 more turn, I could attempt doing that. If I'm not too busy accidentally smacking my keyboard with the back of my hand. My microphone probably picked that up because that's just the way the background noise works on a higher quality microphone. Alright, so he has blocks, so he'll take that one. No injury though, which is good. And as usual, they get the dodge out of there. They get the going for it. They are leaving him open to attack, but they might assume that they can get some blocks here. Oh, the Mad Basher got injured. Badly hurt, so I'm not going to use my Apothecary on that. It's the end of the match, so there's no real point anyway, so... Alright, so they free up the ball carrier, or not the ball carrier, they free up the flesh golem to get in here and protect the ball carrier, but they need to move in this zombie. I thought they would move in their zombie to tie up Huntzor here, but apparently not. Yeah, so, I could potentially free up Kroc Hunter here for a blitz, and he can get in there from this position and hit him. And theoretically, that means that I could potentially do something with the ball. So, what should we do? Well, I guess Huntzor can't really do anything here, so we just might as well move him somewhere to occupy players here, and then you have a nice little block down there. Let's go ahead and get you on the white. And let's get you occupying some area up here as well. So, I think we have to get a knockdown here. Okay, so we get it. And let's just put him right there. And I think that we should follow. And now we have, I think, 2-die blitz right there. It's the only chance that we have, so we might as well do it. I mean, we might as well try and re-roll it here. We have nothing better to do, so. Loner comes in. Yeah, let's just push him then. If he had strip ball, then maybe we could have done something there, but now we just have to try and free up our skinks to not die. So maybe a bite here is safer because then a werewolf can't surf them out. Get a block down here. See if we can get any last second injuries here to help us out. Oh! Ah, it got me excited there for a second when I saw the text come on the screen. Only a KO. That's okay then. Let's just try and run out the skinks here. We just don't want them to get any free blocks on the skinks and get any injuries. And I'm pretty sure that they can't even score here, so we don't really have to worry about anything. They could try and surround the Kroc Hunter maybe to try and make a block on him, but I doubt that it will work. But they're able to get it. I guess the guard player came into play and was able to get him knocked down, so. Yeah, but they're not going to be able to score. They don't really have any good player to pass it to down here, and they can't really try and farm any star player points here, so. And they get a last second stun. Well, that's kind of just how the match went for them. So, we get another resounding victory. It's kind of an anticlimactic ending, as usually our matches end with us having a hefty lead, but you know what? I will take it. We ended up getting knocked around a little bit, especially in the early going of the match, but I saw touchdowns and I just decided to go ahead and take them, so 2 into a 6. All right. All right, and we are now level 14, and Munditeek, our passing skink, got the MVP. So he didn't really accomplish a whole lot that game, but he is a valuable asset to the team, so I'm kind of okay with that. Stats-wise, so they had some ball possession, but it was very seldom on our side of the field. When they did get to our side of the field, it was generally in a spot where we kind of just surrounded the ball, and then they couldn't really get out of the sort of the surround. We got the surround on the ball, basically, and they couldn't get out of it, and then they just kind of got swarmed down by us, so. That's kind of the way that it went. We ended up getting lots of blocks on each other, but I think that we were able to overall get the more efficient blocks and the more timely ones. What really screwed us there was just Croc Hunter there kind of getting boneheaded a little bit too often, but I mean, we have a strong team here. You know, even with the boneheaded coming up like 3 turns in a row, we still really kicked their tail in pretty good. So I think that we have just a very strong team, and I'm fine with the star player points being somewhat inflated because of that aspect of it, but you know what, I'm just okay with that. Their zombie got an MVP. Yeah, they have a bunch of skills on him, but he's not exactly the best of players. Block and tackle's great and all, but I think that that's a lot of star player value in a player that doesn't make a big impact, so alright, so that was the first match of the best 2 out of 3 with Rotting Carrion. Because I don't want to make the episode go like 3 hours long like it did for another match where I was unaware of the best of 3. We will go ahead and continue this next time, and I hope everyone enjoyed the match. My throat is a little bit dry now, so I'm going to enjoy the nice little break from the recording here and swig down some water. So I hope everyone enjoyed the match here. Hope everyone is enjoying the Let's Play. And I hope that everyone has a wonderful day wherever you're at. I hope everyone enjoys the start of the real American football season. And hopefully everything goes well for everyone wherever you're at. So have a wonderful day. Have a great weekend. And as always, take care.